The oil that has been seized. The United States seized 1.9 million barrels of oil on December 10th.
We're going to keep it. We're keeping it.
Where's it? Are we going to sell it or put it in the strategic oil reserve?
Maybe we'll sell it. Maybe we'll keep it. Maybe we'll use it in the strategic reserves. We're keeping it. We're keeping the ships also.
Let's start having serious conversations with facts in hand. And the US government knows this because we've told many of their spokespeople that if they want to have a serious conversation about the agreement to fight drug trafficking, we are ready. If they want Venezuelan oil, Venezuela is ready for US investment, just like with Chevron, whenever they want, wherever they want, however they want. Hello?
Venezuela's President Nicolás Maduro has signaled a potential thaw in relations with the United States, offering to engage in serious dialogue on drug trafficking, oil, and economic cooperation. Speaking in an interview broadcast by state television, Maduro described a brief but respectful conversation he had with U.S. President Donald Trump on November 21st. A 10-minute exchange that, he says, laid the groundwork for potential talks.
We have only had one conversation, Ramones. He called me on Friday, November 21st, from the White House, and I was at the Miraflores Palace. We talked for 10 minutes, and as I have said, it was a respectful conversation. Very respectful. What did President Trump say to you? The first thing he said to me was, Mr. President Maduro. Excellent. And I said to him, Mr. President Donald Trump. And I think that conversation was even pleasant. But from there, the developments after the conversation have not been pleasant. Let's wait and see. And to the people of the United States, I say to you what I have been saying all along. Here in Venezuela, you have a people who are brothers to the people of the United States. In fact, I tell you, you even have a friendly government here. Let's start having serious conversations with facts in hand. And the US government knows this because we've told many of their spokespeople that if they want to have a serious conversation about the agreement to fight drug trafficking, we are ready. If they want Venezuelan oil, Venezuela is ready for US investment, just like with Chevron, whenever they want, wherever they want, however they want. Hello?
At the same time, Maduro reiterated long-standing claims that the United States has attempted to undermine his government, citing sanctions, military pressure, and alleged efforts to seize control of Venezuela's oil reserves. Maduro's offer comes after U.S. strike on a Venezuelan port, which reportedly targeted an oil tanker, escalated tensions, and highlighted the high stakes surrounding Venezuela's energy sector. By offering to open Venezuela's oil to U.S. companies like Chevron, Maduro could significantly change the dynamic, turning a flashpoint of conflict. Accepting Maduro's offer could give the U.S. access to critical Venezuelan crude, reduce regional instability, and create leverage for diplomacy, while also undercutting the rationale for further military action. Earlier, President Trump had publicly signaled a tougher stance toward Venezuela, claiming that the United States was prepared to take decisive action to target drug trafficking operations and protect U.S. interests in the region.
You just referenced the lower amount of illegal drugs that are coming by sea, and you just said that you're going to start that same program on land soon. Are you just referring to Venezuela, or are you referring to other countries in Latin America?
Anywhere drugs are pouring in, anywhere, not just Venezuela. No. Yes?
Speaking of Venezuela, oil, what are we going to do with the oil that we have?
Going to do with what?
The oil that has been seized. The United States seized 1.9 million barrels of oil on December 10th.
We're going to keep it. We're keeping it.
Where's it? Are we going to sell it or put it in the strategic
Maybe
oil
we'll sell
reserve?
it. Maybe we'll keep it. Maybe we'll use it in the strategic reserves. We're keeping it. We're keeping the ships also. Yeah, please.
About Venezuela, sir, have you spoken to American oil companies that have had their assets seized about what a post-Maduro Venezuela would mean for them, what coming back and restarting operations?
The big ones, yeah. I have. Yeah, please.
Why do you feel like this initiative was neglected for so many years, and does this come amidst the rising tensions between the U.S. and Venezuela?
We're talking about with Venezuela?
Yes.
Well, you had a different kind of a president before me. They didn't mind being ripped off. They didn't mind being robbed. They didn't mind drugs pouring into our country. They didn't mind the jails of Venezuela and Nicaragua being emptied into the U.S., where they take over Colorado and other places. I do mind. So you had a different kind of a president. I hope people are enjoying it, because we've never been respected more than we are now. Yeah, please.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President. Were you surprised by the number of photos of Bill Clinton in the Epstein files? And can you commit to their
By
full...
what?
And were you surprised by the number of photos of Bill Clinton in the Epstein files? And can you commit to their full release by the end of the year? Some of the victims were protesting that too many of them were redacted.
I know there are a lot of people that are angry about all of the pictures of other people, you know, but I think it's terrible. Look, I like Bill Clinton. I've always gotten along with Bill Clinton. I've been nice to him. He's been nice to me. We've always gotten along. Respect him. I hate to see photos come out of him, but this is what the Democrats, mostly Democrats, and a couple of bad Republicans are asking for. So they're giving their photos of me too. Everybody was friendly with this guy, either friendly or not friendly, but they, you know, he was around. He was all over Palm Beach and other places. The head of Harvard was his best friend, Larry Summers, and Bill Clinton was a friend of his. But everybody was. I actually threw him out of Mar-a-Lago, and as a person that was in Mar-a-Lago, I threw him out. Mar-a-Lago this is Mar-a-Lago. It's the hottest place I think it's the hottest place in the world, but it's the hottest place in Florida. And everybody would come here. He'd come here. We actually threw him out. But no, I don't like the pictures of Bill Clinton being shown. I don't like the pictures of other people being shown. I think it's a terrible thing. I think Bill Clinton's a big boy. He can handle it. But you probably have pictures being exposed of other people that innocently met Jeffrey Epstein years ago, many years ago, and they're, you know, highly respected bankers and lawyers and others, and they'll end up, because of guys like Massey, who's a real lowlife, whose polls are down to about 9%, by the way, in the great state of Kentucky. If you look at Kentucky, Kentucky is such a great place, but I don't know, they've got a couple of people in there that are very strange in terms of leadership, but Massey's a loser, and he likes it, and that he works with the Democrats. He's just being used by the Democrats, because what this whole thing is with Epstein is a way of trying to deflect from the tremendous success that the Republican Party has. Like, for instance, today we're building the biggest ships in the world, most powerful ships in the world, and they're asking me questions about Jeffrey Epstein. I thought that was finished. I believe they gave over 100,000 pages of documents, and there is tremendous backlash. It's an interesting question, because a lot of people are very angry that pictures are being released of other people that really had nothing to do with Epstein, but they're in a picture with him because he was at a party, and you ruin a reputation of somebody. So a lot of people are very angry that this continues. A lot of Republicans are angry because of the fact that it's just used to deflect against a tremendous success. Look, we have $18 trillion coming into our country. We have, I believe, we're going to have the most successful economy in history. We inherited a mess. Now prices are coming way down. Gasoline is less than $2 in some states, $1.99, $1.97, $1.95 a gallon. $1.95. Think of that. A gallon. Nobody ever thought they'd see that. They don't want to talk about that. They want to talk about Epstein. And the problem is a lot of Democrats are being caught up in the web, like Larry Summers. Larry Summers was the head of Harvard. He's now been forced to resign from every board he's on, and he was thrown off the Harvard board. Now, he was at Epstein's Island a lot. I wasn't. I never went there, by the way.